Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror film reviews, ratings, rankings, and rumors. Now for your hosts, Danny, Joel, and Katrina.
All right. This is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Katrina in the kitchen.
Okay.
Hey, there's a very important scene in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then we've got Just Because, Joel.
That's what I had thought
That's actually
about.
I was thinking of.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
For Katrina, he's just wanting a sandwich, so that's wanting to get in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You wanted a sandwich?
No,
What?
because it's Katrina in the kitchen. So.
Yeah. I just wanted a sandwich. Go in the kitchen.
Wow. I'm a woman.
All right. So
Yeah.
we are here to discuss the 2008 film The Strangers.
Yeah.
Because we have a new Strangers film coming out soon. So, of course,
trilogy.
we gotta go back and talk about what came before.
Mhm.
So, Joel, who is a part of it?
All right. So this one stars Liv Tyler. She was in 22 episodes of The Leftovers, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and Reign Over Me, along with a bunch of other stuff, but those are just the three. And we got Scott Speedman. He was in 84 episodes of Felicity, Underworld 1 and 2, 9 episodes of You, which I don't remember him in that
Oh.
show, but and 34 episodes of Grey's Anatomy.
Mm.
We got Glenn Howerton. He is a friend who came to pick him up. He was in 170 episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. 42 episodes of AP Bio, which was actually a pretty funny show. 20 episodes of that Max cartoon Velma, the Scooby-Doo
Oh.
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. And The Hunt.
Okay.
Yeah, I never
Oh,
watched.
okay.
I heard Velma was very, very bad. But this was written and directed by Brian Bertino. He wrote The Dark and the Wicked, The Strangers Pray at Night, and The Monster.
Okay.
And he directed The Dark and the Wicked, The Monster, and Mockingbird.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, the synopsis is pretty basic story here. A young couple staying in an isolated vacation home are terrorized by 3 unknown assailants.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go.
That is what happens.
Yeah. So this movie's been out for about 16 years. Let's see what the critics and the audience
Yeah.
think of this one.
Yeah, let's see. It's interesting. I wasn't expecting this rating.
Okay.
So it's actually rotten
Oh.
on Rotten
Oh, wow.
Tomatoes. You've got a 49% on the tomato meter. And 48% on the audience score.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
IMDb is a 6.1.
Okay.
So better.
Yeah.
But
actually a pretty big difference, though.
a bigger difference than we usually have.
Yeah.
49 and a 61. That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, much bigger difference than we usually have. Usually the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb are pretty similar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like with this movie, back in 2008, I did see this in theaters. It was kind of hyped up, like before it came out. And I remember being slightly disappointed after seeing it in theaters because I felt like it was going to be so scary.
Mm-hmm.
And I've definitely grown to appreciate it over the years more than I did when I first saw it. And I think a lot of people were in that same boat back when it first came out.
Yeah.
So I think that's why the scores are a little lower than I would give it now. And because to me, it's like some of the subtle stuff that's really creepy and scary. It's not so like in your face scary, you know?
No.
It's the suspense and the tension and all that. And I think that's not what people were expecting when they went to see The Strangers. For whatever reason, this movie was really hyped up, I remember. And it's such a basic like story. It's not like I mean, it does have like a couple of actors that people know and stuff, so maybe that's part of the reason why it was kind of hyped a little bit. But it's 3 people breaking into someone's home and trying to kill them. I mean, as far as spoilers go with this, I don't know how much we're gonna talk about spoilers.
I was gonna ask you if we're doing spoilers in this episode or if we're splitting it up still with being an older movie.
I think we still split it up. Okay. Just because we did that with like Leprechaun and stuff too. So we'll split it up. I don't know how much spoilers we'll have to talk about, but
I can think of some spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a full scene of that I want to talk about that is definitely a spoiler.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Joel, let's see what you thought of this one.
So I don't remember if I saw this one in theaters or not. I feel like this would be like a memorable one to have seen in theaters. Like I would remember if I had seen it there. So I don't know if I did or not, but I do remember even from the first time I watched it. I really liked this movie like a lot. So it was hyped a little bit in theaters. And that's just, I mean, we were working on Hollywood Video. Like movies were hyped for us. Like movies were hyped up for us from, customers coming in talking about, oh, I just saw this movie. And so even if the trailers didn't hype it up, our customers would have for sure.
True.
And so that happened quite a bit when we were working on Hollywood Video. So even then, like I think because it's such a simple concept, it makes it more scary because this kind of thing does happen on like a regular basis. Not to like the cat and mouse kind of like, if you're gonna break in, you're gonna break in and do whatever. You're not gonna just like mess with people and then eventually break in. That's not usually what happens, but it's the fact that this kind of thing does happen on a regular basis that's what makes this movie scary. And it doesn't need to be supernatural, doesn't need to have like monsters or anything like that. It's just 3 people in masks breaking into terrorizing a couple people. And the reason that they give is the most chilling thing I've probably ever heard in a movie before. And because it's so simple and it's just like, I don't know, everything about this movie is simple, but it's because of its simplicity what makes it scary and what makes these 3 people so unhinged that it's the atmosphere of this movie is everything. Some of the little nuances in it's like you see characters in the background like inside the house, and it's like you don't it is terrifying. I love this. I've always loved this movie. I know there's people that don't. I don't know if people don't like it because it's too realistic in the sense that this kind of thing can happen and does happen, or what. But there are, I mean, from what we've seen, there's people that don't like this movie, giving
they think it's
40,
boring.
49.
Yeah,
boring about this movie?
Yeah, no,
Well,
from what I've
it's-
heard, it's like nothing happens. Like it's
A lot
you
happened
know.
in this movie.
I think that
There's no story necessarily. Like there's not a lot of
Mhm.
story.
So where I could see it being not boring. I think boring is the wrong word, but droopy. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like depressing or something?
No,
Dreary?
it just I don't know. Liv Tyler. She's probably
Okay.
my biggest beef with the movie. She's boring to watch.
Yeah, she's kind of boring.
Is just bleh. And she's whispering. She whispers in I think everything she's in. I don't know like if she just doesn't have stronger vocal cords. I mean, she is the daughter of a man who has very strong vocal cords. And then all she does in her life is whisper. It's
I don't know.
just perplexing. And it's very distracting and obnoxious.
So I watched this movie again today for probably like the 20th time since it came out. And yes, there are moments with her like whispering or whatever, like talking low. But then there are like moments where she's screaming, and it's like she can reach those notes. Like it's in some of those moments where she's whispering, it's because there's people around her. There's people like they're breaking into her house. Like
Okay,
there's a moment where she's in one of the rooms and she's whispering to her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or whatever.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. And it's like those moments I can see whispering. You're not going to talk.
So
normal.
those are fine. Those are fine. Like there's a reason to whisper. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, when she's in the car, they're on their way driving home, or
Yeah.
when she's just living a day-to-day life. And it's not just this movie.
Yeah.
It's and everything that she's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has this weird aura about her. She's weird.
Yeah.
She is a beautiful person. Weird. Just I don't know. And she makes things just like, oh my gosh. Like I love The Leftovers.
Yeah.
But the scenes with her in it was like, oh my gosh, is this over yet? Like, are we done with her? Like, move
she was
on.
pretty crazy in that show, though.
Yeah.
I was impressed with her, like acting. When I saw that she was going to be in it and she showed up, I was like, oh no. But she did a good job.
Yeah.
But when I think of Liv Tyler, I definitely think of this movie. And while I definitely agree with you, I don't like how she talks. I do think it kind of fit with this movie because of what had happened with her and her non-fiance. There was this whole drama between them. It was kind of like uncomfortable, like silence between the two of them. Something's happened and you don't really know what it was. And, so her having this tiny little voice was like kind of fitting for it, I guess, because it was like, I don't want to like fight with you, and she was the one that was
fighting,
like she's the one that like broke his heart. So she's like trying to
so
be
she's
like quiet about it, but maybe that was just good casting because that's how she is.
She doesn't know how to have a personality.
And the personality. She does not have much of a personality. And
well, we're not going to get her on the podcast.
I could see that that's where I could see that she's boring. Like that she makes the movie a little bit boring.
Yeah. Well, what did you guys think of the little background kind of story before we get to the strangers?
So I go back and forth with it. I'm like, I don't know why they have to have it as this like sad, depressing thing where it's like,
Yeah.
she didn't say yes and
Yeah.
all this. Yeah,
Because it
It's-
like tore them apart, but then they had to come together
yeah,
to fight together
yeah,
when this situation.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
Has
mean,
to be.
yeah. It definitely, to me, it kept me engaged.
Yeah.
Because it was like, okay, what happened?
Yeah. What's
You
going
know?
on with these two?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But then I really wanted to know more about like, why didn't she
Yeah.
say yes?
Yeah, what's going
what
on?
was it that made
Yeah.
her?
Mhm.
You want to get like a prequel with their
Yeah.
like love story.
Yeah, but
It's not even a horror movie. It's
her.
just
Yeah, it's
just
like
a drama.
It's like a a romantic.
comedy.
Yeah, not even a romantic comedy. It would
Yeah.
just be a romantic drama
Yeah.
It's going to end with them leaving that party.
with them leaving the party. Yeah.
It's going to go right into this.
But then we
Wedding.
have to watch an entire movie with her
Yeah.
Yeah.
and her not getting.
Yeah. Why
killed.
would he propose to her? Maybe that's why she said no. Like, she's like,
She's like,
you're gonna
"I'm
get bored of
boring.
me.
I'm
Like-
boring. You don't want to marry me.
So
Sorry, Liv.
so Joel, yeah, what did you think of having that? Because I think that's some criticism that I've heard too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a slower build up because of all this.
And
that
that's
they-
the
It's not-
thing is like
it's
it
not-
does take a
no.
little while.
It takes like 10 minutes before they're knocking on the door. Like it
Well,
doesn't
it
take any
feels
time
like a
at all.
long time
to,
with how much time is with just Liv.
it's so dumb.
She's like taking a bath.
It's
Yeah, and everything she does is so slow.
I'm not as much of a hater of it as you guys seem to be. So I think it goes pretty quick, honestly. Like
Yeah.
they're knocking on the door pretty fast, but the movie's only like an hour and 20 minutes without credits, so it's they gotta move pretty fast. But so for me, I don't know why they had to have that kind of a negative flashback, other than the fact that he needed to call his friend to pick him up. We needed another.
Yeah.
We needed another body for the body count. And so like, he's like, it's not working out. I need to pick me up a lot sooner than normal.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, I don't know why he needed to propose to her at all that night. Like,
Yeah.
who does that at a wedding anyway? That's kind of a messed up time to do it. But,
Is that what they were at?
Yeah, they were at a wedding.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
it's like,
Yeah,
dude,
because they
pick
were
your
talking
moments.
about how I think his friend who was gonna come pick him up was the groom in the wedding.
Oh, was it?
I think so, because
He
was
called him on his wedding night to
I
come
think
pick
it
him up?
was, yeah. Or he was one of the other groomsmen or something. I don't know. He was part of the wedding. Like that's how it's I think communicated that it was a
Mhm.
wedding. Is this other guy who he has to call, and he mentioned something about, oh, he's probably drunk right now, or because of the wedding party. Yeah.
Mm.
Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What the heck?
something
Yeah,
like that.
why would he propose it? Maybe that's why she said no. Because she's like,
Marriages
you're trying
are
to take the
Yeah.
They went outside, and it was
Still, though.
like not like right in the middle of the ceremony.
Weddings are a romantic time to propose, but
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
do them at weddings. It's
at
just-
the wedding.
yeah. But so like besides needing another dead body for the movie, I don't
Mhm.
see why they needed to go that route.
Yeah.
Maybe because it is based on a true story,
Mhm.
that maybe these were real people, and maybe like they were at a wedding, and maybe someone could corroborate that story as far as like, yeah, there was a wedding the night that they died, like that
Yeah.
they were at. Maybe there's something there.
Well, yeah, the wedding part, but why would they have to put in that he proposed?
Yeah, that part I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Well, they needed
So-
them to have this awkward tension. It could have been anything else. It could have been a fight because of some other things.
yeah.
But this, I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was a good.
Mhm.
Or maybe like you find one of them finds out that one of them was cheating or something.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, is this relationship over? Like because you didn't say yes? Like, are we done? Or you know? So I thought it was, and they didn't just spell it out for you. You kind of had to figure it out throughout the movie what happened. And there was a flashback that kind of made it obvious, but it wasn't right away. And so I did kind of like the character development there. And then the knock, and is Tamra there? Or is Tamra home or whatever?
Tamra home.
You know, it's like the middle of the night.
4:00 in the morning. They're like, it's like 4:00, and then they look at the clock and it's like 4:10 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, the sun's gonna come out in like an hour. What do you guys think?
Yeah. So yeah, then it just gets kind of crazy. It just kind of builds up. It gets creepy when like she sees that her phone, I think her phone is gone. That she had just plugged into charge.
Yeah.
You know, the guy when she's in the kitchen, the guy in the background.
That's the best.
Yeah, that's the best scene in the entire movie.
Yeah.
It's so subtle, but it's just like, they're already
no
in the
music,
house, so,
no build up. It's just there.
That's something I really appreciate about this movie is that you don't need that. Like, because I've been noticing that more and more where movies are just going so heavy on depending on, I feel like Blumhouse, especially, like, just like depends on that music to build the suspense, to make you feel whatever you have to feel. This movie doesn't do that. They don't rely on music to give you that feeling.
Well, not horror like cinematic music. Because there is music in the movie.
The music that they have is really well done, I thought. The
it's not like the score that they're like trying to build the
It's just songs from the record player.
Yeah.
And at a couple points it's just like skipping and it's really creepy. And even before anything happens, there's a song that's played like during when they're there, that like while Liv is taking a bath or whatever. That the voice is like really creepy too. And it's like
I was wondering, like,
songs used.
Why would you play this? Like, who listens to this? And they're like in their 20s or something. Like,
no, Liv Tyler is gonna listen to.
Why would this be what you put on? Like, I don't know.
It's creepy though. Like her voice is like,
because she's weird. And it's like, for the dad that she has, she really has not.
I'm sure she didn't pick the music in this movie. Sorry.
I know, but still, it goes with her.
She could have. Who knows? She could have picked the music. I don't know. But
she probably was like, "This is my favorite."
It really
song.
went well
like,
with the movie.
You are this character, so
just didn't make sense at first to me. Like, why someone her age would be putting this on.
The three songs that they use in this movie is just like done very well, and then the scenes that don't have any music at all, it's also done very well. Her in the pantry, and there's like no music. She's just like watching them walk around.
Yeah, I like the outfits too.
Yeah,
of the characters, the strangers. I like the dude. He's wearing like a suit. Which I looked back at the Strangers Chapter 1 trailer, and he's not wearing a suit. He has like some other thing going, and I'm like, I mean, I know you want to kind of do your own thing, but that suit was like part of the look.
Yeah. I feel like the things that they chose to change and
Yeah.
make their own were some of the most monumental parts of the
Yeah.
movie. Like that line that Joel pointed out when we
Yeah.
were watching the trailer.
Yeah.
That that was what made
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
movie so monumental and so
And they could have.
Yeah.
I think I think I said something in that trailer reaction that they could have said something different that would have hit a
Still
lot harder
gone
than
with
what
it?
Yeah.
they chose. I forgot
yeah.
what they ended up choosing for that, but it was not.
Because
It was
we
another-
can or something.
No.
No.
That's what Joel said they should have said because
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah,
Um,
but it was
because you're here,
because you're
you're
here.
here.
Yeah. not because
It's-
you're home or you
Because
were
you're
home.
home.
Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's similar, but it's just not
Not as good.
it's not as good.
Yeah.
And even I watched The Strangers Pray at Night, like right after this tonight, and they have a similar thing too that said, and that actually does really well too. So we'll talk about that when we get
Yeah.
to there. But there's another thing that's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
But yeah, so those lines need to be in these movies because they're a huge part of the story, really.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this? Like what
Yeah.
what is your plan here? But it's just I know you can't use the same line that's used in another movie, but do something better than what you chose. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and you don't want the strangers talking too much either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to have
Yeah.
too much dialogue with them, but you have to
Yeah.
have a few lines to
Mhm.
kind of hammer home their intentions that
Yeah.
are just nothing. Like there's no intention. It's just we're just murderers and that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
So
We're bored and you're here.
Yeah.
So.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That could have been the line.
Yeah.
Because
Why are you
we're
doing this?
bored.
Because we're bored.
yeah.
That was that could work. So yeah, I mean it's good. I feel like it's kind of like a classic for its time,
Mhm.
for our modern day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Modern day classic. I think most horror fans know about this one. And we're definitely looking forward to chapter 1 coming out soon, one of our
Yeah.
more anticipated of the year. So let's go ahead and grade this one.
Well, I was going to ask you, do you think that one of the reasons why it got so much hype was because it was based off a true story?
Yeah, that was.
Was probably
I remember that
crazy.
in the trailer, based on true events or something.
Yeah.
And so that was a big part of what
Mhm.
made people want to see it.
Mhm.
And I think people were expecting it to be like more gruesome too.
Yeah.
Because it's really not that gory and bloody.
It's just the one
Yeah.
scene I feel like that is really
there's definitely
Just to
blood and
spoil
gore
it.
in it, but not over the top.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think people were expecting like a Rob Zombie type of Devil's Rejects, kind of
Yeah.
thing. And that's not really what it is. So
No.
I think people were
Wasn't
maybe
in
a
the
little
style.
disappointed in that. But okay, so you have something to say in spoilers?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and grade it. And we'll
Okay.
get into the spoilers.
All right, Joel, what do you grade it?
I have always loved this movie every single time. I'm giving this one a 92.
Okay.
Nice one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it an 88.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Ah.
Not even an
88.
A? Man.
No, Liv's
Yeah.
kept it from an A.
I would say this movie is pretty perfect for what it is.
Mhm.
Mhm.
for me in the 90s, you got to have a little bit more of a complex plot or a little more, like a Michael Myers, like something a little more iconic than The Strangers.
Because You Were Home is as iconic
It
a
is.
line as
Yeah.
as it gets.
It is. That line is for sure. But yeah, I couldn't put it up to an A just because it's but I love it and I can't wait for the next one. And I really liked Strangers Pray at Night too, which we will be talking about
that
very shortly. So
yeah.
All right, so that's it for the spoiler free part of the episode.
So man, this has been scary.
It has been. So come on over to Patreon and listen to us talk about some spoilers for this movie.
Yeah. All right. So all you non-Patreon people, have a good time. See you later.